All we want is to have an apartment for Christmas, that's all.
I can't give you the apartment unless you are presently employed.
I'm in between jobs right now.
There's nothing I can do.
Just wait for me outside.
Give her help.
I fought for this country, and you're telling me that it's okay for me to risk my life, but you don't have to put anything on the line for me and my family.
I leave the office at 6 tonight. If you can find a job by then, the apartment's yours.
Thank you.
Low-budget independent film,
Yes.
shot in 25 days,
Uh-huh.
on location,
Yeah.
in New York.
Right. Right.
During December. You're a masochist.
I am a masochist. I mean, who isn't? What artist isn't a masochist? Did Michelangelo not suffer for 10 years to do the Sistine Chapel? You gotta suffer a little bit. A little pain is good.
Did you suffer on this?
Come on. Doesn't it look like it?
Well, I mean, your character certainly did.
First of all, we shot like 30 locations, brutal winter, with a 9-year-old. And you know, they tell you not to work with animals and children. And you know, this time they were wrong because I mean, David Castro is a little genius. I mean, he was 9 years old. We had to shoot in the subway, which is impossible to clear. So we had to go at midnight, and the kids was like, you know, tired. We got to shoot in Toys R Us, and I mean, Macy's, right outside of Macy's. We shot downtown Wall Street. We shot in the Bronx, near a homeless shelter. We shot like everywhere in Manhattan, man. It was we didn't even have a trailer. We were in a van. It was like ghetto productions, but it made us all really close to each other, and it brought the struggle of the movie to us. I mean, we felt that struggle. I mean, here we are. You know, we're sharing a dressing room with production, catering, extras. So it was like, you know, you were equal to everybody. Everybody was equal. It wasn't like your high-powered trailer and, you know, your thousands of assistants. We were all just like anybody else.
How was it establishing the connection between you and David Castro?
Well, you know, I mean, he's such a talented kid, but you still got to work on it, man. I mean, all chemistry on camera starts all in reality. You have to spend a lot of time together. We rehearsed a lot together, me and David. We spent a lot of time together. You know, when I was taking my rest, David would come into my curtain because that's all you had for the dressing room, and he talked to me, you know, while I was falling asleep. It was like my real kid who was always talking to me all the time. When you're tired, when you're exhausted, you still got to be a parent no matter what.
The dynamic between you and him, particularly there is anger there. There's also love there. What did you tap in yourself to get?
I mean, I tapped a lot of easy to access, unfortunately, relationship with my father. You know, the difficulty of that relationship, and you know, and then you use your imagination. You know, what could happen to my son if he and I didn't feel so, if I didn't feel so close to him? What if I felt some resentment or something? And I think that's what my character feels, is somewhat of a bit of resentment for this kid that he has to take care of, that's extra burden to him. You know, you hear that all the time, you know, stepdads and their stepkids, there's always some kind of conflict, there's always some sort of misgiving. It's not always such a easy relationship.
Where was the hardest location to shoot?
Oh man, the toughest location was by George Washington Bridge, near the homeless shelter. That was tough. It was midnight. The wind up there is crazy. There was some wind tunnels. We had to wait online for a long time. That was the scene, waiting online, and it was just brutal. It was really hard to get to a warm place. That was the toughest, and we were all so exhausted. It was towards the end of the movie. We've been so brutalized by so many locations, so much traveling, really long hours.
How did you get through that night?
It wasn't easy, man. You know, we joked, we cuddled together to fight the cold. And we just, you know, you bear through it. You knew this was a great movie. You knew it was something really worthwhile doing. And that's, I think, what kept us going. I mean, David didn't understand how beautiful it was, but Lenore and I, she was like a lioness, but she would protect those kids, and she and I, we understood how powerful the movie was. So that we motivated people and motivated the situation.
just by coincidence, you're in another film that
Yes, I
happens
know.
to be over. What's the name of that film?
Nothing Like the Holidays.
Oh yeah, of course.
With every person on the poster. I'm going to tell you who I hung out with. You don't usually get this in a poster, the whole cast. This is one of those whole cast. The movie's much better than this poster, by the way. This is Vanessa Ferlito. She plays my sister, who I've known for a long time. She's a hottie. Here's Jay Hernandez, the next Latin Tom Cruise. He plays the gang member who falls in love with Vanessa. Alfred Molina, Dr. Ock, plays my dad. Great man. Very English. He would do his scene, we're doing his scene. He's like talking like a regular Chicagoan guy. And then they would yell, "Okay, yeah, I need to get some PJ Tibbs, a cup of coffee or tea, something with really nice, with a little caffeine." And then Freddie Rodriguez, who put it all together, who I've known since he was in high school. I used to go to high schools to talk to kids, and he was in a performance art school in Chicago. And he said, "I'm going to be where you are at someday." And I go, "Yeah, sure, good luck." There he is. And Melanie, great LES from the LES New York City. And Leguizamo, great comic actor, great comic timing from New York City, baby.
Doing this film, though, Nothing Like the Holidays, and then doing Where God Left His Shoes, I mean, you have feet in both realms, essentially, so the mainstream and the smaller, independent.
Well, that's my favorite. I mean, my favorite genres are mediums, actually, are theater and independent films. I mean, those are my favorite. The rest, I don't really care for as much, but you got to do. I just think independent films and theater are about character-driven stories, about stories that mean something, that try to matter, And that's the ones I get the most joy out of and the most pride, When I do a movie like Where God Left His Shoes, I walk away so uplifted. Even though it was really difficult to do, I feel so strengthened to continue my quest to do great work. That's what I really want to do in my life, is great work. It's not easy. It's hard to do. It's hard to find. It's hard to create. It's hard to get it done right. It's a battle.
What kind of world do you want?
Come on, find something.
Looking, relax.
I'm here for the security guard position. They're all filled.
Can we get something to eat when we get off the train?
Be careful what you wish for.
Oh, I found something.
What'd you find?
Right here.
Sorry, can't help you. Give me a chance, come on. Excuse me, can you spare some change?
Can you try some change, please?
Excuse me, can you spare some change? Excuse me.
I'm gonna tell you the most important thing that I'm ever gonna tell in your life. Fear is the worst weapon in the world, man, the most powerful weapon. There's nothing to fear.